Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of The Nest where we discuss everything babies. Today, we're discussing a topic that all parents are eager to hear about: discipline. At what point do you start disciplining your child? Is it the time that they first bite the mother when breastfeeding, or is it the time that they throw a tantrum in a supermarket? Well, I don't know if we have the answers, but we'll be having our moms here sharing with us their ideas on the best ways to bring up these little people to make a great society. When do you plan to start disciplining your child?
When do I plan? I think I've already started.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, because you realize that, we are all sinners, so in the heart, from when they are born, they are really, they throw tantrums from when they are young. I'm still a young mother. I learned a lot from her. So, but yes, I started disciplining her, like you said, when she started biting me.
Okay.
Yes.
Hold it, because I'm very curious on the when those teeth popped out.
Yeah.
Okay. Liz, when did you start disciplining your children?
I think from around when they're still a few months old. Because you see, every child is unique in their own way. From the time, as you said, they bite your breast, you're like, they will know that is wrong. So me, I was told you're supposed to discipline from day one, but mine, I think from few months, around 3 months, 4 months, that's when I started.
Okay.
Yes.
This you're saying when the baby bites, that's when you started disciplining?
Okay, it's called discipline, but it's not like you're beating, just a small spank, just to let the baby know that is wrong. Because again, if you allow it to go on, it will be like, this is just the kawaida thing to do. So I think it would be wise as early as you can, even day one. I don't know, day one you can start. Anytime you see they do something that is off, you do something to make them know this is a wrong thing to do.
Okay, so I'll just rope in Lillian now that she's also of the same school of thought. You're saying the same thing.
Yes.
You also spank?
It's not like really spanking. It's just, when they're young, you can't spank, really. It's just something to show them what you've done is wrong.
Okay.
And they actually realize, they know. So
How-
you just do this. Because, especially if you're breastfeeding and they keep on biting, you'll stop breastfeeding because now you can't even. So you have to do something, and they stop, they learn. They learn from a very young age, I think. Yeah.
Now, from your own experience, do you remember when the first bite, when did you first, I'm trying to see how practical this disciplining, took place. Are you saying that when you did the tapping or whatever you may call it, the baby stopped? Today, zero. There's no biting at all.
She doesn't bite anymore, but once in a while you'll find she just bites. But it's very rare. And when she does that, of course, I do that, and she'll stop and she won't do it again.
So you're sure she relates the tap to the biting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
because when I do that, she'll stop, and then she won't do it again. So,
Okay.
Of course, you can see that relation there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't withdraw, you don't stop the feeding, you just tap and then continue and hope that no more
Most
biting.
of the times I've not. There's only one time I think I've withdrawn, but most of the other times I'll just do that and hata.
Okay.
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 And she got her teeth very, very early, actually.
Yeah?
She got her first teeth when she was 4.5.
Oh.
Yes.
4.5.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you can imagine all that time Mataki.
Akikuoma.
Yeah.
How many teeth does she? It's a girl.
Now, she has 10.
That's a fast teether.
Yes.
Very early teether.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to you. You're the most experienced parent that we have now with the 3 children. Have you seen any kind of fruits that you can say these are fruits of my disciplining?
First of all, let me say, parenting is a learning process. I think you'll never reach a place that you will say, yeah, now I'm a good parent. Now I have a PhD or stuff. It's a learning process, believe me. My 3 kids, all of them are unique in their own way. The way I discipline each and every one, they are unique. It's as in, it's a process. Like my firstborn, who is now 15, she is more of we talk and she listens. And that's how, from a young age, I never used to spank her that much. My second born, who is a boy.
Can I interrupt you before you go to your second born?
Okay.
Your first one is 15 now.
Yes.
When is the last time you spanked her?
I think she was around in class 6.
Okay.
Yes.
So spanking now doesn't work?
No, it doesn't work for her now. Now we sit and we talk.
10-year-old?
My 10-year-old, once in a while, but even I'm trying to, it's more of talking, but at times I spank. But at times there's a very thin line between being naughty and, at times children are just being children, and there are times they're just being naughty. So at times it's hard to differentiate between the two, which is which. So I try so much to differentiate that and not to discipline when I'm angry, because you discipline when you're angry, things might get bad. So I think that is one of the things I try so much to do, and it has worked so far.
Tell me about your last one. Most parents are tired wamechapa wa kwanza, wa pili, huyu wa tatu, learn from the others.
No, actually, my last boy, okay, right now she's 7. 7-year-old, equal kaleka age, they are jumpy, they are experimental, they are everywhere. So right now we have issues with the last born. Second and last born, they're 10-year-old and 15. At least we talk and they understand. This small one, now the 7-year-old, sasa hapo ndio tunachapana. Because you tell her and then they'll say nimesahau, and so at times she is naughty. I think I'm usually told it's because of the age thing, but I spank.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you try to separate the nimesahau discipline na I'm just being naughty discipline? Like, some experts say that there's the kiboko ya I'm reminding you, I know you forgot, it's true, I'm reminding you. Then there's the naughty kiboko for you're doing this, it's wrong. Do you separate the two?
What I do, I give warnings. Don't do this. And then she does again. Don't do this. At some point ataona, mom, atasema tu atanipunish, but it won't happen. That time I discipline. But they are genuines, nimesahau, they're genuine ones. Those I nampatia tu warning and then we continue. But there are those ones, mom, nimesahau, it's like a kasong. That one I spank.
Okay. All right. Then I'll just probably bring in Lilian and ask her, now that your baby's young, you have a long journey ahead. Have you defined who is going to be the instiller of discipline? Like when something goes wrong, is it daddy who's going to deal with it, or is it both of you? Is there any arrangement regarding methods of disciplining the child?
Yeah, actually we've had that discussion. We're actually doing a book called Shepherding the Child's Heart, and the book talks about dealing with the heart and rather not the outward behavior, because once you deal with the heart, then you're able to change their character. So in terms of discipline, who's going to do what and all that, it's both of us, because you can't wait mtoto amefanya makosa saa hizi and then you wait for the dad to come for him to discipline. The baby won't even be able to relate why he's being disciplined later. They won't relate the discipline,
the timing
to the yes. So I think both of us, that's an agreement we made, so that it's not that we wait until dad comes and then they do the disciplining, because you want them to understand why am I being disciplined.
And right now, because I know she probably goes for dirty things like shoes, and because this is the discovery stage, are you using what is it called, the replacement method? Unamnyang'anya hii, unampatia ingine ndio aache kulia, or you nyang'anya, chapa, forget it, you're not getting that thing. What's your method now?
I think it depends. It varies. There sometimes I exchange. Sometimes I'm like, no, this one you're not having. So I think it's just a judgmental thing you make on that instant, depending on what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
At least that's how I've been dealing with it up to now.
All right.
Yeah.
And Liz, you look like you have something to say in regards to, and you also laughed when she was talking about using her hands.
It's because the reason why I laughed is because we growing up we were told that parents should use their hands to bless. So I don't know at what point that applies, because at times you find yourself just pinching them and spanking them. But somebody told me it's advisable to use something, even if you don't use force, just use something else rather than your hands. Yeah, okay. That's why
How early is too early to discipline a child?
You actually should start from day one. What it means, a discipline is just not about the action of, of what we, whether spanking or whatever punishment. It is about training a baby in the way that they should go. So from day one, like for example, you should teach your baby good sleep habits. So they get sleep discipline. So like for example, instead of rocking them to sleep, you teach them to sleep in the bed without, having the lights on. There are babies who from day 2 switch off the light. They're already saying, I want the light on. So they're already trying to assert them. So it should start right from birth. It's just that you modify it as the child grows and as the child starts testing their boundaries. So for me, it starts from day one. What are the routines you're establishing? What are the habits that you're establishing in your child right from when they are born and as they grow? Are you establishing when introducing solids? Are you establishing good feeding habits in the future so that they're disciplined in eating, so that they don't have obesity? So there's so many things right from when the child is born.
These lovely moms are using their hands and tapping and popping.
So I would say from 0 to around 7 months, it's more of first of all, not starting a habit that you're not willing to continue, and then there's the firm eye contact and just a firm no. Like for example, if she starts biting, which they start at around 6 months when they start teething, is you look at straight in the eye, have eye contact, and babies know when they're doing something wrong. They will actually try not to look at you. You try
and smile.
Yeah. So you have a firm eye contact and you say no, and then remove them from the breast, and then let them stay for a bit. Then when they start looking like they want to breastfeed again, when they bite, you say again no, and then remove them, and then now stay even longer. So after a while, they realize every time I bite, it's cause and effect. So that age, cause and effect works very well, because they realize if I want this, then if I do this, I'm not getting it. So it's cause and effect.
Yeah.
But as the child now grows to around 9-10 months, when they start to crawl, now you start becoming, because then you're also teaching them safety. Start teaching them safety. Like for example, a socket. So yes, you can baby-proof your home in the socket, but if that child comes to my home where I don't have a baby, I've not baby-proofed. So that child should know no socket should ever be touched, whether it's my socket, whichever. And so for that child, that's when for some of us we spank. But rules for spanking: you must never spank with your hands. Your hands are meant to love your child. They are the nurturing touch. So we must have a symbol of discipline, as you call it. It can be a cane, it can be we used to use a chopping
board,
chopstick. No, chopstick, the one for eating Chinese.
Yes.
Or to come here to Eastlands and ask for a chopstick, those sticks that
will they give it to you? They'll ask you to first eat a meal.
Yes, if that's what it is. Or a small mwiko. Yes, it's something small that won't cause injury, but it needs to be the same thing, because it needs to be the symbol that your child associates with. The second thing, decide what you're going to do. But when the child does something, you first give a warning. You use, as I said, eye contact. So if they are crawling, you cannot be up here say, don't do that. You look like this giant. This child is wondering, what is that one saying? So again, eye contact. So crawl down, come to the baby's level, and you tell the baby, this one, is a no-no.